What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy Dtlf back on another pregame live stream as the Lakers get set to face the Miami Heat uh, at 7 p.m. Pacific time here at Staples Center. It's going to be a really tough game, man. Really tough game, especially due to the fact that we're very shorthanded. And more bad news, we're even more shorthanded tonight with no Austin Reeves and also no Rajon Rondo, respectively, both of them with injuries. It says here that they have hamstring strains. So they're day to day. Unfortunately, they won't be here for this game, which makes this already hard game virtually impossible unless we reach down deep, man. And when we get this, we need to get this dub, man. I debuting the brand new Lucky Lakers jacket. Let's see what happens. What's up, Angry Lakers fan, bro? Hopefully you're feeling better, man. Good to see you here. Um, but this is gonna be a tough matchup, man. Look, the Miami Heat are 7-3 on the season. They're one of the best defenses, if not the best in the season so far, and they're looking to clamp us up. We're already shorthanded, like I mentioned. We don't have THC, we don't have LeBron, we don't have a lot of players, all right, missing, and so this is going to be one of the tallest tasks of the season. If the Lakers pull this victory off, I'm going to be so happy because this by far would be the most impressive victory. First and foremost, we haven't really beat a true playoff contender this season. That's number one. We are 6-5, and we really haven't got that victory that says, okay, there it is. There's a victory that solidifies us. Still haven't got it. So this would be a long way from the. I mean, this would take us a long way from where we've been recently. But in order for that to happen, we're going to talk about the keys to this game. My man Alfonso said, "Who's out?" Your boy Austin Reeves, unfortunately, and Rajon Rondo, who, by the way, balled the heck out. The Grizzlies aren't really a playoff contender. They might make a playoff appearance, but what I mean by playoff contender is that this is somebody that you can potentially see go far in the playoffs. I don't put the Grizzlies in that category. So everybody's saying that this will be an L. Y'all got to have y'all really have to have some faith, man. I brought out the brand new, hopefully, Lakers Lucky Jacket, man, looking sharp. Y'all see it? Yes, sir. 2020. Shout out to Homegirl Tara for this one, man. It's beautiful. I can't wait till we get those guys back. But for now, we have to push, man. We have to do our best to try to get this victory. My boy says, sub DTLF, much love, my boy. I hope y'all upset the Heat. Can you believe my boy Jokic got suspended for not being no punk in the NBA is on some BS? Why didn't Markieff Morris get suspended? Yeah, I agree, man. That was BS. Honestly, he was just defending himself, and I'm glad he did it because I promise you, nobody's gonna mess with him for the rest of the year. This man almost pulled Markieff Morris out of his spinal cord the way he tackled him, man. That was impressive. But yeah, I thought it was a dirty play by Markieff, and he learned his lesson the hard way. So one game is worth your boy sticking up for himself. That way they don't try to punk him. And that's the good part of it. But I agree. He shouldn't have been suspended. Now back to the Lakers. Keys to tonight's matchups, man. Oh my goodness. We definitely have to take care of the basketball because they got some pesky defenders. Guys like obviously Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry. If Bam Adebayo plays right now, he's a game time decision. But if he plays, he's a tough defender in the paint. And again, we're missing one of our better defenders in Austin Reeves. By the way, I want to give major credit to Anthony Davis, who played with the stomach flu last game. I wasn't aware till I seen the pictures after the game. So my apologies. I was a little too hard on him, calling him fragile and stuff. I get it makes perfect sense to me why he took the first half off if he wasn't feeling it and then went half. He went ham in the second half because he was saving everything he had in the reservation tank to go off. So major props. I mean, this is why I never call him soft. I've called him fragile, but that's a huge difference from soft. Fragile means he gets injured a lot. Soft means mentally he's weak. He's not mentally weak. And clearly he displayed it last game. It's just I still would like to see him not settle so much from beyond the arc. And that's what he has to do tonight. He has to take it right to Bam. He has to take it right to his chest and just destroy him all night long if we want to have a chance at this game. Russ cannot play hero ball around this Miami Heat team. Like I said, Kyle Lowry, pesky defender. Same thing with Jimmy Buckets. These guys are going to be lurking, man, trying to get their hands in passing lanes, trying to disrupt the flow of our offense. And then they're going to try to run in transition and get buckets the other way. Tyler Hero has been having a good, I think it's a career year for him, if I'm not mistaken. And again, with the shortage we have of players, I'd love to see Sekou Doumbouya play some games tonight. I think he could really maybe even make a small impact for us. He is a pretty lengthy wing who can play defense. That's a specialty, and anything he gives us on offense is a bonus. But this, I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10, we're going to need this to be a Laker lucky jacket. Hopefully tonight it starts a streak, its win streak. We're going to need the rotations to be on point. Frank Vogel not to mess this game up for reals if we want to have a chance. If we even get off to the slightest, the slow starts is going to be an uphill battle all night long. So hopefully we get off to a quick start, take care of the basketball, knock down our open shots. And the main key for tonight's game is we're going to need Carmelo to keep balling out. We're going to need home court Melo to save us one more time because we couldn't have done it without him the last game for sure. And again, Miami is tough for a reason. I mean, they're 7-3 out east, one of the top Eastern Conference defensive teams as well. If not the best, they're one of them for sure. And, and I do have some good news, guys, I want to share with you guys. Turns out LeBron James' abdominal strain isn't as bad as they were making it out to seem. So he's day-to-day. That's great news. That means he could play the next game or the one after that, most likely. Same thing with THC. I predicted he wouldn't play tonight, but I wouldn't be shocked if we see him Friday or at some point this weekend. That would be great. Now I'm going to head over to the comment section and see what Laker Nation has to say, man. Y'all think the new Laker Lucky Jacket is going to come through in the clutch? Let's start a tradition tonight. And also want to ask you guys, man, what are you guys' key for tonight's victory? I already told you guys mine. Appreciate you, Silas. Thank you, man. He said, we need to stop blaming Vogel. It's the players. It's both. But it starts from the top. You always look at the head of the snake. Who's the head of the snake? It's Frank Vogel. He's the coach. He's the one that implements rotations. My problem with him is whenever we get hot, he tends to always stop by, messing up the rotations. You got to let the hot hand rock. I don't care if he goes over his minute limit or whatever, right? That's number one. Number two is you got to play the right defensive and offensive combinations because at times, like I said, last post-game recap, sometimes we don't look like we know what we're doing. We go on horrid dry spells where we don't run anything but ISO ball and we jack up poor low efficiency shots. So we need to take care of the basketball, take high efficiency shots, and just do what we got to do, man. But coach is to blame on a lot of the stuff that has went out in the season. No matter how much you defend them, there's only so much. Yeah, the players definitely matter because they're on the court, right? And Russell Westbrook takes some of that blame too for his carelessness down the stretch of games. He really needs to do a better job of that. But if I was coaching, Russell Westbrook turns the ball over 4 times, he's not playing in overtime. That's number one. We figure it out. Fire Jacketser, thank you, man. Thank you so much. He said, hey, Dan, we need to clean up the turnovers and play defense and grab rebounds. Absolutely, Keith. Absolutely. He said, I agree. He said, keep playing good defense and not a lot of turnovers and not going on scoring droughts. And that's a tall task to ask for this Laker lineup, especially with LeBron out there running stuff. You know what I mean? He said, Dan, is that the lucky jacket? Salute. It's the new one, I'm hoping. So we're going to test it out tonight, man. I really retired the old one. It was really old, and it got us plenty of victories, and it just didn't come through in the playoffs last year, so I retired it. But let's see if this one can come through. If not, I'm going to have to bring it out of retirement again. Y'all diehard Laker fans need to quit crying about BS fouls is part of the game. LOL. BS fouls are a part of the game? Yeah, okay. BS fouls are a part of the game. I mean, we live in a world where you guys accept it. I'll never accept it. I'm never going to stop complaining about it because as long as there's, bullshit, I'm going to say it. As long as there's bullshit fouls, it's not a fair game. It needs to be called fairly. But it is what it is. I'm not fully blaming the refs for our downfall this year. We definitely need to, we need to play through the fouls and through the whistle and through the lack thereof because there's been plenty of lack of whistles this season for my Lakers. But it's all good, man. It's all good. He said, Dan, is it me or these players who get drafted top picks today don't have the skills like Bron, MJ, Kobe when they came out? It's definitely just you, KO. And let me tell you why. If you're waiting for that type of talent, those type of talents don't grow on trees, my friend. They come around, though, every 10 years, 15, 20 years. That's when they come around. And that's why we have to, that's why we have to appreciate them while they're around. they're not going to come every year. If it is, then that talent wouldn't be that special because it would be so common. But these are rare talents. But amongst all this talent, there's still young superstars that are truly highly impressive. I'm talking about Ja Morant. Have you seen his athleticism? Reminds me of a combination of Derrick Rose, AI, guys like that. Phenomenal talent, man. And the league is in good hands. Let's not forget about Trae Young, Doncic. Let's not forget about all the young talent around the league. The league is in good hands, and they're only going to get better. They're only going to get better. He said, injuries, man, come on, something last year. Yeah, the injuries have been horrible. Both youth and the older players have both been getting injured a lot. It's almost like somebody's doing witchcraft out there, man. We gotta, but sometimes that's the way it goes. The NBA is filled with injuries, but unfortunately, the past couple of seasons, my Lakers have been plagued with injuries. Like, it's gonna get to the point where we might not have enough bodies. We're gonna have to call some G Leaguers up. So that's tough. Where can I cop this jacket? I've seen it on NBA.com before my homegirl purchased it for me. But yeah, it was a purchase at my girl Tara, aka Laker Surge on Twitter. Follow her there. Just great-hearted person, man. She always hooking up your boy. So this is the first time wearing it. It's been a hot summer, but I think it's time for some luck, man. And let's see if this thing comes through, because the last time I wore a Laker lucky jacket, man, we was landing draft picks and everything. So let's see how much luck this jacket has in it. He said coaches is the ones who call the plays, so the coach is responsible, or lack thereof. I mean, I haven't seen this coaching staff call many plays this season, to be honest with you. For example, pay attention tonight when you're watching the game. I know, we're focused on the score and who's playing good and whatnot and the stats and all that good stuff. But try to pay attention to the plays out of every timeout the Lakers call and see how we execute those plays. There's been very few to none this season that we come out of a timeout and get a wide open look or a bucket that you can say, okay, coach called the right, he pressed the right button, he called the right play. Very few of those plays. So he says, Stephen A said we make in the second round. Stephen A is a know-it-all who knows nothing, man, because how many times has he been off with the predictions? Remember, he also predicted the Phoenix Suns will win the championship. Guess again, right? And what did I say? I said size wins. Size matters. And Milwaukee came back down 0-2. So he's been off in a lot of his predictions, and it's really questionable. But I feel like Stephen A is a good analyst in the sense that he's entertaining. But on the other end, Stephen A tends to just he's like a fan, right? Knee-jerk reactions and hot takes left and right. And he really doesn't think about the long term of his of his quotes and the things he says. Like, you have to think down the road. It's too early, first of all, to call any championship favorite. Way too early. Things can change a lot from here till February. There could be trades, there could be injuries, stuff that really changes the outlook. So him saying Golden State is the favorite is a little far-fetched. And not saying they're not good, because they are. I called it preseason before the season started that they would be good. But come on, man. Like, these hot takes need to stop. I get it. He needs to sometimes have these hot takes for the sake of TV entertainment. But how serious can you take Stephen A. Smith's, hot takes? Not very serious, in my opinion. Hey, what's up, Tom? He said, let's go Lakers from Brazil. Appreciate you, Tom. That's what's up, man. Shout out Brazil. He said, I feel like it's all about the effort put on defense. Lakers give up too many easy baskets. I do agree with that. I mean, defensively, we're nowhere near where we need to be right now. What I'm hoping and praying for is that as we start adding these injured players, is hopefully it helps our defense and the rotations tighten up a little bit defensively. I think TAC is very capable of being a good defender. Trevor Ariza obviously has made a career on defense. And, Kendrick Nunn's also very capable. So you're not only getting offense when you get those guys back, but you're also getting, defensive capable players, like guys who can really lock up and make differences in games over the course of 48 minutes. So I'm looking forward to it, man. And injuries have plagued us, but let's see how we look when we start getting healthier. I think we're probably 2 to 3 weeks away before we start trickling in the majority of the roster. And hopefully no new injuries come up, because like tonight, no Austin Reeves, no Rondo, that hurts. That could really hamper our ability to win tonight. But we'll see. I still believe. Appreciate it, Alexis. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much, Charles. He said Keyshawn and Shannon Sharp are Lakers stands. And that's just the thing. I wouldn't call Shannon Sharp a Lakers stan. He's more of a LeBron fan. He's been on the record to say some suspect takes as well. That I could be like, come on, Uncle Shay. Like, bro, like he'll say stuff like, he just reminds me of the type of fan that wants to trade everybody and never blames his own players, his favorite player. That's also not very objective. You have to be objective, and if you're gonna blame players, make sure that it is the right players at the time. But if not, you gotta rock and roll with them, man, for sure. Laker fan from Senegal. That's so cool, man. Jose Sandoval said, "What is your honest opinion on Russ? Do you think he will turn it around? Keep up the good work. Appreciate you, Jose. I think Russ will turn it around, especially once LeBron comes back. He just puts everybody in their place. So right now, Russell Westbrook is playing like old Russell Westbrook, which is reckless and stat padding. LeBron comes in, he demands the ball in the fourth quarter. Now, if Russ can just continue to play good the first three quarters, we don't have to worry about the fourth because when LeBron comes, again, he is the closer for us. He's the one that puts everybody in their place, and he shares the rock when he has to and all that good stuff, right? But yeah, no, I'm not too worried about Russ right now. I think, he's been 50-50 this season, 50% good, 50% bad. If he can get that up to like 85% good, 15% bad, then we can live with it. But he does need to improve for sure, man. For sure. He said, I think Russ is going to get traded. Well, the reason it has to be a very special situation because remember, he still has $42 million left on his contract. That's a huge, heavy, hefty contract. We're talking about a max player who is no longer making maximum impact at this point of his career. So you have to if that happens, it would have to be a very unique, special situation. So I don't foresee it happening, but I hope it doesn't happen, man. I want to see Russ win a championship with his home team, the Lakers. I want to see Carmelo win a championship. I don't want to see these guys get traded. Like, I think we can make it work, but it's up to the coaching staff. The coaching staff needs to, for reals. He said, my man, Dan, go Braves. Georgia checking in. Appreciate you, man. Hey, man, shout out to your Braves. They did their thing. I can't even be mad. They beat us fair and square. They did their thing. Thankfully, they took out the Astros. So shout out to them for that, man. Y'all deserve it, man. Enjoy y'all championship, brother. I salute y'all. He said, the Heat about to play very physical tonight. This is one of those games I'm really going to be watching closely because I want to see how we respond to adversity, especially with all these injuries. Let's see who has heart. I'm not expecting a win. I'm hoping for it. I got this jacket on hoping for it, but I'm not expecting anything. All I want to see is effort and smart play. Hard work and, work hard, play hard. I want to see us be smart. So if we can do that, we'll have a chance tonight. But if we don't, if we come out sloppy, discombobulated, blaming each other, arguing with the refs, not focus on the game, we don't get our heads out of our you-know-whats, then it's going to be a short night for us. The game will be over by the end of the first quarter if that happens. But if the Lakers play smart, take care of the basketball, they play with a lot of heart and effort, and Frank makes sure to tighten up those rotations with no Austin Reeves and no Rondo, I would really give Sekou the call up tonight. I think we can use an extra wing. I think it could be fire, man. So I think we're going to be straight, but we have to make sure we take care of the basketball tonight, especially, man. This team, like I said, they got defenders. That's what they pry on. That's their specialty. Love the new jacket. Thanks, Justice. Appreciate you, man. I hate the Heat. He said, Dan, who is out with injuries tonight? THT, Trevor Ariza, the usual, right? Kendrick Nunn. Plus, now you add Austin Reeves and Rondo to that mix. So it's tough, man. It's tough. Appreciate you, Jason. Appreciate you, man. Game recognized game, bro. He said he going to take their anger out on us because they lost the last game because they got smacked by Denver. Probably, but again, the Lakers have this ability to put together beautiful stretches of basketball. Now, without Rondo, it's going to be a lot harder because he is one of the two floor generals this team has besides LeBron. So it's going to be harder. Again, Russ has to play an almost perfect game. AD has to be aggressive. Hopefully his flu-like symptoms are gone because if he's still looking weak in the first half, it's going to be really, really, really hard, man. And this guy right here being racist, bro, that's not going to be tolerated. What the heck is your problem, bro? Why do you even watch basketball if you're going to be racist? I don't appreciate that, man. One nation under God, baby. Colorblind over here. So, Do you respect LeBron fans even though they are Laker fans just because of him? Um, Look, there's a two part to that question. I've already kind of answered it. Um, but I'll say this, man. I respect the LeBron fans that truly want to become Laker fans and respect the franchise. You know, I want LeBron fans to know that we love LeBron here after what he's done. I mean, we're eternally grateful. However, however, no player is bigger than the franchise. Not Magic Johnson, not Kobe Bryant, and definitely not LeBron James, who has put in less work than the two that I've mentioned beforehand. So uh, it's always you see the jacket. It's always the name right here in front of the jacket before the player. And that's as long as they can respect that, then yeah, I respect them, of course, man. Anybody is welcome to be a Laker fan. I mean, these are going to be the best years of your life as a fan. I don't think you really been born into basketball till you pick a team, stick with it, and go through the ups and downs. You know why? Because when you're used to following only one player around, especially a player as good as LeBron James, who's been through mostly glory, finals after finals after finals, you don't know what it's like, and you kind of start losing a little bit of appreciation. You don't know what it's like to go through the struggle as often. So when you stick with us, once LeBron James retires, if you stick with us, you will see that this franchise is the most rewarding franchise to its fan base. I mean, even when we lose, we win. Put it like that, because we just have an amazing fan base, front office, and overall legends that come through here, man. So, this is a championship dynasty level franchise, and you have to be an elite level fan to understand that. Once you start comprehending that and buying into the glory that is purple and gold, and really enjoying basketball how it's supposed to be enjoyed, which is not just following one player, but a team, then you'll really enjoy basketball, man. And that's all I want. I want LeBron fans to really learn how to enjoy actually sticking with a team, going through the ups and downs, and then shedding those tears of joy when your team, not just your favorite player. Because I've had a favorite player too. His name was Kobe Bryant. But see, my passion didn't die when he passed away, God rest his soul. My passion, if anything, grew even stronger because he left a legacy, and now we're waiting for the next man to carry the torch, which has been LeBron James, and then we'll wait for the next one, and it's just a beautiful tradition that never dies. And even when the haters say, oh, you guys are done, Kobe ain't going to come back to save us, but guess who did come to save us? LeBron James. And guess who's coming after him? Somebody else. We always get the superstars. And so again, man, Laker Nation is number one, and when you're here, you stay here. Trust me. And if it's not for you, then deuces, respectfully. Ain't no hate over here. You said Bron fanboys are not true Laker fans, but they can become true Laker fans, and we can never deny the privilege of being a fan of the purple and gold. That's something that nobody's better than the other, man. Laker fans, we're all equal. I'm equal to y'all, man. This is the people's channel. I'm not, just because I'm a diehard don't mean that you guys aren't. You guys are just as diehard as me. Now I'll say this: nobody's more of a diehard than me. You're either equal or less. So I'll say, anybody's welcome here. I can't say LeBron fans will always be only LeBron fans. When he retires, they're gonna need something to cheer for. Why not stay with the purple and gold? And then let your story unfold of how you became a Laker fan, how LeBron brought you here to the best place on earth and dropped you off in heaven, in the heaven of basketball. The pearly gates opened up for you guys, and from there on out, you became diehard Laker fans. I mean, your story could start here, but it's up to you. It's not up to me. You know what I'm saying? I know where I belong. I'm never leaving here. I don't care if we go 0-82. Technically, we're always going to win, but let's just say we never won a championship again, which won't happen. But I'd still be a Laker fan. So some LeBron fans turned Laker fans. I know. I respect that. That's why I say anybody's welcome to be a Laker fan. I mean, why would I? It would be greedy of me to try to prevent them from coming in through the pearly gates. You know what I mean? This is heaven to me as a fan. There's no better franchise, man. I love the Rams, but they ain't the Lakers. I love the Dodgers, but they ain't the Lakers. There's other franchises I love too, but they're not the Lakers. Something so different, man. I can't miss the games. At least not willingly. People have told me, props to you, Dan. How do you watch when we're down 50? Because I'm a Laker fan, man. I always look for the positives. I can't turn off my TV knowing I abandoned my team even when we're down 50. I'm that guy from the Titanic. Those guys that were playing in the band and the ship was sinking. And I'm gonna sink with it. I'm not getting off the Titanic. And so it's a beauty in the struggle, man. It's something, those of you that have been around since you know, since the Robert Sacre days, you know, Ryan Kelly starting lineup with Wayne Ellington, Mike D'Antoni, even before that in the struggle. Didn't it feel beautiful when we won that 2020 championship? That brought tears to my eyes, man. And that's a feeling that I wouldn't trade for anything. You know, I can't be as happy for any other team that I like to win a championship as I am as a Laker fan. He said, even at our worst, we sold out Staples Center. It's the hottest ticket in town. Always will be. Always will. That's why the Clippers don't belong here. Even when they're winning, nobody cares. Like somebody just recently tweeted out that they're on like a 5-game winning streak, and nobody's talking about that, man. They're always going to be underappreciated because they're not really an LA team. You know what I mean? So I'll never let go, Jack. There you go, Benny. You know what's up. He said, we still were watching Jeremy Lin run pick and rolls. That was funny. Smush Parker. Oh my goodness. Don't remind me about Smush, man. Genuinely gonna miss Reeves tonight. We are. His defense and ability, his high basketball IQ, ability to help us stretch the floor, and he even knocked down some big shots in that fourth quarter. I think he had like 2 big ones. One was a turnaround jump shot, a la Kobe style, and the other one I think it was a wide open 3, but I don't remember. Bottom line is, yo, this kid is sick, and I'm so proud of the fact that the Lakers continue to draft even when not having draft picks. If you equate the way Austin Reeves has played, he has outperformed some of these lottery picks. I'm not talking about the top 3, but I'm talking about a lot of the other ones. He's outperformed a lot of them, especially on the defensive end. And imagine we got lottery level talent without having a draft pick. You got to give it up for the Shark, Rob Pelinka, right there. At his best. At his best. Do you see who likes your videos? I really don't care. There is an app for that, believe it or not. So I used to see who's my haters are, and a lot of them are people who claim to be supporters. You know, they dislike my videos. That's cool. It really doesn't bother me, man. Haters make us greater. It's always gonna be like that. They're my motivation to keep pushing, going hard. You know, but yeah, I really don't look at that app no more. Like, it doesn't bother me. Once in a while, I might take a little peek to see who disliked my channel, but it's not. I mean, likes and dislikes matter. I mean, likes matter more than dislikes, to be honest with you. Like, what likes do for YouTube, if you're looking to become a YouTuber, the more likes you get, the more YouTube pushes out your videos and your channel on the algorithm. So, by the way, I'm one of the top names that pops up when you type in Lakers, or if you type in DTLF, I'm the top name. So I own certain things of the YouTube algorithm. However, I'd like to pop up a little more. So that's why I always ask you guys for the likes. You know, if you guys are feeling generous, you know, they don't cost a thing, but it really helps out, man. It truly does. And if you have a favorite YouTuber and you want to help them out, believe me, you might think one like doesn't make a difference, but they add up, and eventually, you know, it becomes your channel actually becomes elite because it continuously gets pushed out. All I really need, to be honest with you guys, is for my channel to catch a break, like truly catch a break and become one of these elite YouTubers, is to consistently get over 500 likes. If I could do that, and you know what's crazy is I actually have thousands and thousands of subscribers, but they don't always watch my videos, and who am I to expect them and demand them to, right? I'm appreciative whenever they tune in. But yeah, just know that it does help, truly does, man, and it helps the channel out. It also helps my pockets, believe it or not. The CPMs and the commercials you guys watch on my channel, or even if you click away, just by being there, all that helps, man. It helps me pay the bills, and it helps me keep going strong on the channel. So you guys, truly, all the donations, everything, all the support, man, it helps. So I appreciate y'all for real, man. I don't take any single one of you guys for granted. Even my haters, they don't know it, but even just by clicking on my channel and giving me that dislike, even if they click away right after, it counts as a click. And every 1,000 clicks, I get paid, I think, like $12 for every 1,000. So it's pretty good, man. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate the love especially, of course. But even my haters, again, here they are, man. All the haters are here making me better and better. And actually, I think it's entertaining. What do you guys think? When a hater comes here and I smack him right quick and I say something witty, sometimes it just comes out. I don't plan this stuff. But that's the way my brain's like a stand-up comedian brain, where I hit them with the quickness. But I feel like it makes for good content, you know, even when they piss me off. So everything helps, man. Believe it or not, my haters are on here making my content better, giving me more views and all that good stuff. So I appreciate, but especially the love, man. The love is my favorite, but the haters, they're there. Hit that like button. Appreciate you, Johnny. That's my dog right there, man. I appreciate you. Vitality, man. You guys are awesome. But back to the Lakers talk, because sometimes we get carried away with all these pleasantries. Okay, Lakers facing 7-3 Miami Heat. What do we know about this team, man? This Miami Heat team. They like to get it on transition, but really, if Bam plays tonight, and I haven't had the update yet, if Bam Adebayo plays tonight, it's going to be a really tough game because, these guys love bruising down low. They love pounding the ball inside, using that athleticism to get second chance points. We really got to crash. We got to crash hard tonight, man. That's another thing. We give up a lot of second chance points. It's going to cost us. It's going to cost us, man, big time. So we have to, we have to crash the glass and take care of the basketball. I think all that is key for tonight's game. Any final thoughts, man? Anybody got something to say? The floor is yours. He said most haters that come here say foolish stuff anyways. That's why it pisses me off. They say some crazy stuff, and then I got to put them in their place a little bit. But they still make the channel interesting, right? People say I'm funny. I don't try to be funny. It's the hood in me comes out, man. The hood in me comes out whenever, somebody says something out of line. The Heat are only missing Victor Oladipo. That's bad news. That means Bam is good to go. Tyler Hero, who was a game time decision, good to go. So that's going to be really tough, man. My boy Gibbs said he's been watching the Lakers since Eddie Jones. I remember those days. Yes, sir. I was just a kid. Will you do a fan meetup? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'll do anything for my fans, but it has to get requested. It has to get voted on. I would hate to show up somewhere and there's like 3 people there. And I appreciate the 3, but if we're going to do something like that, we got to make sure we fill it up, man, so I can meet a lot of you guys for sure. I did retire the old Lucky Laker jacket. This is the new one, though. We're going to give it a test run, see if it works, man. We're going to give it a couple of tries, see if it has any luck in it. Trust me, I didn't believe in luck before my last Lucky Laker jacket. But you guys were all witnesses. You saw all the stuff we got through here, man, even when the odds were against us. And I wore it. I remember a game a couple Christmases ago when we had the young core. We actually ended up whooping the Golden State Warriors, who were elite at the time. And, not like story after story with that Laker Lucky jacket. Even when I went live to Staples Center with it, good things happened, man. Amazing shots. The lottery draft ping pong balls fell our way. Everything. So, it's dope, man. Appreciate you, Chris. Thank you so much, bro. Don't retire it. I might bring it out. If this one don't work, then I'll bring out the old one. But I like the way this one looks, man. Look at. I mean, just check out the jacket. All the sick patches, man. Y'all can't even see all of them, but look at that. Champions, NBA Finals. Got some more sick patches on this side. Got the NBA trophy right here, the 2020. The back has some sick decals on it. You can check it out on Twitter if you want to see the whole thing, man. So I'm trying to test the theory. See if we got another Lucky Laker jacket tonight. If we win tonight, this will really convince me this thing has some luck in it for sure. He said, we smacked the Warriors Christmas. I remember that. You remember that? What about the time that we had like a 75% chance of losing our lottery pick? I threw on the jacket. I said, we're getting a lottery pick. And we end up with the number 2 pick, which ended up being Brandon Ingram. Remember that? That happened many years, man. D'Angelo Russell happened. The Lucky Laker jacket was on. So, I want to test the theory tonight. What time is the Lakers game? Is coming up at 7. So in about 20 minutes, Laker game will start for sure. He said, hi, Dan. At the moment in time, who do you like better, Alex Caruso or Austin Reeves? I'm biased. I'm a biased Laker fan. So I stopped liking Caruso because he's a Bull. Now, I still cheer for him when he don't play the Lakers. But here's my thing. All this propaganda about, I try to take less and all this. We don't even know if it's true. For all we know, the guy could still be salty because the Lakers didn't want to pay him what he wanted and what he got with the Bulls. And I wish him the best, but it still sounds to me like he's hurt by not being here. However, the Lakers, on the other hand, we swear we don't have another good defender in the perimeter like Caruso, and that's the reason we're struggling. A lot of fans really puzzle me. I'll tell you this. As much as I love Caruso, Austin Reeves has higher potential, and he's younger, and he's on a cheap rookie contract. So it's a win-win. I really don't see what the pouring of outcry is, but the fact that we lost. I'm glad we kept the better free agent, which is THT, younger. We paid him about probably the same contract we would have paid AC, and his potential keeps growing. AC is amazing, but I feel like he's capped out where he's at. I don't feel like he has a higher potential than he does. What is he, 27 now? He's as good as he's going to get, which is really high level bench player. Awesome, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over my boy, man. And I wish him the best. It's no hate. I have nothing but love for Alex Caruso. But, I think we got everything we needed out of that player. And he got everything he needed out of us. He got his contract. And now we're moving on to bigger, better things. And no hard feelings. But that's just the way I am. And I never look back. You know what I'm saying? I don't go back and say, oh, we should have kept Montrez. Oh, we shouldn't have traded for Russell Westbrook. Oh, no, I like to look forward. I like to look forward, man. And maybe he's just the optimist in me. But I think Austin Reeves has higher potential. And he's, like I said, on a cheaper rookie contract. So I'm really not sad. I'm really not sad that we let him go. I would have been more sad had we let THT go, who is younger, hungry, and he has more offensive potential as well. But yeah, AC was a great player for us, and I'm always going to be thankful, always going to have love for him. And, he capitalized on his opportunity, man. You got to be nothing but proud of the guy. Nothing but proud of the guy. I'm very proud of him. I mean, who wouldn't go get a paycheck, right? He was a G League guy who was on the fringe of being out of the league. And now he's a millionaire. Think about that. It's a win-win for both sides. Lakers move on with youth, and Alex Caruso moves on with his career. And, he moves on with stacks that he can put in his bank. So all in all, it's all love, man. And I just hate how the media tries to throw salt on us. Oh, Alex would have took less to come to the Lakers. That's not confirmed. None of this is confirmed. Just because, Alex Caruso wasn't even specific in his podcast. He didn't give a specific number, but he kind of gave a hint at JJ Redick, if you guys watch that. But, all in all, look, guys, the Lakers know what they're doing. They knew they probably had to choose between THT and AC Fresh. They went with the youth, and I'm thankful for it. And they replenished some of that defensive prowess that, AC left behind with Austin Reeves, who I like equally as much, if not better. It's all good, baby. It's all good. He said, let him get his check. He was making $70K. Yes, sir. Very, very proud of him, man. Very, very proud of AC Fresh. He's living the American dream. I mean, think about it. G League guy on the verge of getting bounced out. He goes to a class organization. Best choice he ever made, playing for the G League Lakers. We give him an opportunity. Now he's making millions. If I was him, I'd be eternally grateful, man. Forget about the contract you didn't get with the Lakers and be thankful that they provided you with an opportunity, a championship, and display. You played on the biggest stage, and you were successful, and now you get millions, man. That's a great thing. Great thing for him and for us. My boy said DTLF start Rondo instead of Russ. That's something I've thought about, but I like Russ, man. And I think I prefer starting him for 6 minutes, benching him, letting LeBron run the show. Then when LeBron goes to the bench, bring him back out with the second unit and let him run the show again. So I'm happy with the way things are now. Rondo, in the playoffs, we might revisit this conversation if Russ is still not taking care of the basketball. But for now, I'll stick with Russ there. The one that needs to get replaced in the starting lineup clearly continues to be DeAndre Jordan. It's probably not going to happen anytime soon, but that's what should happen. Is LeBron playing tonight? No, he is not, Chris. LeBron is not playing tonight. Unfortunately, Hillbilly Kobe's not playing tonight. No Rondo tonight. No THT. No Trevor Ariza. No Kendrick Nunn. All those guys are injured currently. He says, start Rondo, ? He'll break down mid-season. That is true, too. At his age, there's only so much mileage you can put on these players. Off the bench is better for players like him and Carmelo and Dwight. For sure. Russ is getting better, still needs to minimize the turnovers, but I like Russ, and it's only November. Absolutely, Noah. You see the bigger picture. We see eye to eye because I always tend to look back at, I tend to look back at history, and I see that Russ is a slow starter in seasons, especially when he's on a new team. So I expect him to turn up just like he did last season for the Wizards. Let's see. Hopefully he doesn't let me down. He said DJ has to go. Hopefully, we won't see him when Ariza, THC, and Nunn come back. I don't know, man. Frank Vogel's very stubborn. I notice he likes to play a two center lineup. One coming off the bench and one starting. And they don't see AD as a center yet, or at least maybe AD doesn't want to be that. I don't know. He said, Dan, are you worried about LeBron James' injury? I heard analysts saying that the injury might be further time injury because LeBron James didn't know how he got hurt. No, I'm not worried about it, Victor, because tonight, well, not tonight, today, earlier, I was watching ESPN and, geez, I forget this guy's name. The one who always used to cover LeBron in Cleveland. It's a chunky dude. What's his name? I completely forgot his name, but yeah, he reported and saying that things aren't as bad as people thought. He's day to day, which means he could return anytime. So they're just being precautious at this point. But he's a little bit older. Injuries will take a little bit longer to heal, so we do have to protect him as much as possible. But I'm not worried about it too much. He is the NBA's current Iron Man. He continues to show that Father Time can, he puts on timeout. It's undefeated, but he's still Brian Windhorst. Thank you. Yes, Brian Windhorst. That's the guy right there. Hope the Lakers get this dub today. Me too, bro. This one will be huge, and it will really turn up my faith in this jacket. We get this one. Trust me. Dan, do you see what I see when AD is at the 5? He turns into a new man. He is able to get rhythm and lobs and putbacks and not clog the paint at all for him, and he doesn't get cooked in pick and rolls. I like AD at the 5. I really do. But I also like Dwight Howard at the 5 in spurts. If I was Frank Vogel, I'd start AD at the 5, but bring in Dwight Howard from time to time. And off the bench, I would actually try that new kid, Jay Huff, and eliminate. I would eliminate DeAndre Jordan from the rotation. I just think he's too much of a liability, and we are hurting due to the fact that he doesn't rotate defensively at this point of his career. So I would try to actually give maybe even Sekou some minutes at the 4 off the bench. I don't know, whatever it takes to keep DeAndre off the bench. So, yeah, for sure. He said, "How do you feel about Caruso's situation?" I already answered it, bro, but I'm cool with it, man. You know what? I'm at peace with Alex Caruso. I think he's a classy dude, and he deserves everything. All the good praise. Bulls fans have really embraced him, so I'm happy for him. But I'm also happy for us, and I'm happy we didn't sign him. You might call me a hater, but I thought Alex Caruso capped out last season. I think the previous season, the championship season, was his best season, and then last year, offensively, he wasn't impressive. He wasn't slashing as much. He didn't have as many dunking highlights. His defense is always elite, though. However, I feel like we replenished it with young, cheaper talent in Austin Reeves. And I'm very happy that we re-signed THT over AC Fresh, because there was a rumor that we were going to have to choose between the two. And then one of the rumors was we were going to include him in the trade package for Russ. And I was just happy that me and Rob Pelinka see eye to eye as far as his talent, because I would have hated if we included him in the package. I would have thought it was too much. So we made the right choice, in my opinion, and it shows because Austin Reeves is filling in Alex Caruso's shoes right away. Defensively, he already looks like the best thing in our perimeter, and he's younger and he's cheaper. So, again, I'm not mad at all, and I'm happy for both sides. Happy for the Lakers, they made the right choice, and I'm happy for AC. I feel like he made the right choice for his career. Love your show, Dan, diehard Laker fan from Miami, and I'm nervous. I want us to win this game so bad, or I'll get crucified. Why will you get crucified, bro? Appreciate the love, though. I want to know your story. How come you're getting crucified? He said, DTLF, I'm a huge Pelicans fan. Glad y'all got AD, one of the best players on the planet. Really miss AD. Hey, I appreciate the classiness, bro, because when we traded for AD, I remember a lot of other Pelicans fans, and there's always good and bad fans in every fan base, objectively speaking. So I appreciate you, one of the good ones. Because I was mad that a lot of Pelican fans were saying they can't wait for him to get injured and we were never going to win a title. But you know what, man? The Pelicans have me worried because they had a really bright future with Lonzo, with Brandon Ingram and Zion. But now I'm starting to feel like Zion was the wrong pick. Reminds me a whole lot about when the Portland Trailblazers picked Greg Oden over Kevin Durant. Now I feel like, imagine if y'all would have had John Morant to go with Brandon Ingram instead of Zion, who's always injured and his body type looks like he's going to be injury prone, kind of like Blake Griffin in a way. So, man, I wish y'all the best, but right now I'm not too hyped about your future, man. I thought y'all would hold on to Lonzo Ball. Y'all ended up trading him in a package for Devontae Graham, who's a nice, decent young player as well. But man, just the Zion pick. I thought Zion would be a lot better too, as well, to be honest with you. But I always like building around Brandon Ingram. Can you imagine if y'all would have paired up Ja Morant and Brandon Ingram instead of Zion and Brandon Ingram? I think the fit would have been better. And Ja is a special talent. I saw it, man. Coming out of college, this guy was phenomenal, man. So, and I only got to see him in the tournament, and I could already immediately recognize a star. Matter of fact, I think the Lakers had the 3rd or 4th pick in that draft. We were in the lottery, man. I was praying to God we got the 2nd pick, because I would have been like, keep the pick. But I think it would have got traded for AD either way. So I'm not bummed out, man. But I really wish, because I like the Pelicans' young talent, I really wish they would have drafted Ja instead of Zion. But that's the way the draft goes sometimes, man. Zion looked like a surefire superstar, and he still could be. Who knows if his career will get back on track after he recovers, but he looks really hefty, man, and that's not a good sign. That is not a good sign, but I wish y'all the best for real. I appreciate you for being classy, my guy. Not a lot of classy fans in New Orleans when we made the trade at first. But anyways, guys, it's going to wrap it up for pregame. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys right here for the postgame. Let's see if this Laker lucky jacket gets us the victory, or the Lakers. I don't want to take full credit, of course, but the Lakers, man. And I'm looking forward to this game tonight. I feel like tonight would be the biggest win of the season. If we could just pull it out, I will be a very happy man. But I'm going into this game with no expectations and just hopes of the best, man. And I say you guys should match it. Hope for the best, expect the worst, because you just never know with this Laker lineup that's going on to battle tonight. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, don't forget to smash that like button if you guys truly can and want to. I'd appreciate it, and I'll see you guys right here for the post-game recap.